Hey, how's it going everyone? This is DCSG 81 and today we'll take a look at this latest Dragon Ball series, the SH Figuarts Piccolo Daimaoh. Okay, so this is an extremely tall figure. As you can see, the box is also very tall. I think this is almost if I'm not mistaken, almost as tall as the Evil Bull that we received, that I reviewed quite some time ago. You can check out the review right here. So I'll put again my favorite Figma Deadpool as a comparison. You can see how tall the box is. Okay, so yep, let's take a look at the box. Wow, okay, this is looking very good. As always, I have always preferred the somehow I always prefer the Dragon Ball series boxes design more than the Marvel series. Somehow I just find them a little bit more colorful and interesting. Okay, so we can see at the side here there's nothing much. Okay, at the below we can see his egg splitting face. Okay, it's extremely disgusting. And then we can see the back of the box, which as always have all the poses that this figure can do. And now let's get this guy out. Okay, so this is King Daimaoh right out of the box. He actually goes by quite a few names. The Demon Kings, or the Evil Piccolo King, or the evil version of Piccolo. There's a lot of names for this guy here. I prefer to call him the Evil Piccolo. Yeah, somehow I just remember him by that. Okay, it's very simple. It's just the evil version of Piccolo. And let's take a closer look. You can see he's actually very well built. I think just by having him to stand here, he actually looks pretty intimidating. very big, and he looks very evil. I mean, from one look, even if you don't watch Dragon Ball, you have noticed the evil aura that is emitting from his look. Okay, and I noticed something very different. That is the two tentacles on his head and on his forehead. It doesn't look right. So just now when I try to play around, it actually is movable. Okay, so you can see it actually looks you can twist around, but be very careful. I think it's very fragile. Okay, just be very careful. I'm just afraid that whenever he might not stand properly and he just drop face down, I'm not sure if this will actually break out. I think it will. So just make sure you have him standing very still before you lift your hand from the figure. Okay, so he has his evil smirk face on the figure right out of the box, and I would say this is looking very good. Okay, it's a hard, oh no, it's a soft plastic. Okay, so you can still pose him. Wow, just look at the details. And when you're looking at this, I'm pretty sure it reminds you of Piccolo. And for your information, let me think. If I'm not wrong, Piccolo is the very first, or the second earliest figures from the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball series. So we truly think that for me and one of my buddy, we both of us truly think that it is time for SH Figuarts to release a 2.0 for Piccolo, because it has been so long. And although it's not a bad figure for that Piccolo, but I think we need a new body for him, and maybe a new mold for his face and a body, so for better articulation and things like that. But so far they've been releasing Goku and Vegeta over and over again, but we do think that Piccolo deserves some credits for a 2.0. Let me know in the comments below if you think the same as me. Okay, so wow. Okay, and this guy does have some weight, pretty heavy guy. Okay, wow, very nice. I like this part here especially. Looks so well made. Okay, so let's proceed with the articulations. Okay, so for the articulations, I think we'll start with the head as always. You know that you can turn almost 360 degrees. his head and his neck is a separate piece, so he can move pretty much freely. The neck can also move. Just this time there's a little, oh sorry about that, a little obstruction, because usually I'll just hold the head like this when I try to move, but because of these two fragile tentacles, I kind of like needs to hold other ways, so it pose some restrictions, so be very careful about that. You just have to remind yourself there's two tentacles here, which is looking extremely fragile. So he can look down a lot. He needs to look down because he's very tall, yeah, especially when he's looking at the Kid Goku, which I will do some size comparison later. Okay, and then he can look up pretty much as well. Very impressive. And his hand does have the pull down mechanism that you can see, okay, for more articulations. And there's an arm swivel this time, thank God. Okay, and there's a double joint, let me see, is it a double joint? Yep, this is a double joint elbow, where he can do not much because of his muscle definitions, that he can only do a 90 degrees. Okay, his arm can turn all the way around, no problem there. Okay, and he can also go by 90 degrees. Okay, very good articulations on the arms. And his torso have two articulations as well, one at the waist you can turn around, and one at the torso that you can actually bend it forward. And remember earlier on I say this piece is actually a soft plastic, so it doesn't hinder you from bending down. You can pretty much bend forward this much with, oh okay, this is not good, with a huge gap behind when he's bending forward, and when he's bending backwards, okay, which is good because there's no, is there? Yep, there's no gap for when he's bending backward. Okay, so for his legs, pretty much not really perfect splits, but he can still do a split. And there's no leg swivel here, but you can actually, let me see if I can turn. Nope, there's no swivel at the side that you can turn on his leg. Okay, but he can pretty much do a kick forward. Yep, about 90 degrees there, kicking backwards even more, but it will looks very odd. Okay, and yep, there's extra articulations over the waist, the waist area, that you can do a like a 90 degree kick, which also looks very odd, but there's a, just showing you guys, is a very good articulations on the legs, on the hips, even though there is no swivels. And there's a double joint knee that he can do almost a complete turn, but because of his pan he can't turn even further. And the legs, of course, as always, is very articulatable. He can move around, and there's also a toe swivel. Okay, don't think they ever miss that. Okay, so basically the articulation is pretty good on this guy here. I'm very impressed. Okay, so this, yeah, this is like a two-piece here. It's not stick, it's a two, the waistband is a separate piece. Okay, very nice. So let's take a look at the accessory right now. Okay, so as you can see, this Evil Piccolo comes with quite a number of accessories, which is pretty good. And let's start with the hands. So he comes with a pair of closed fist hands that is already on the figure as usual. And then he comes with a pair of grabbing hands. Okay, looking very good with the long fingernail, which is soft by the way, so it wouldn't hurt. you can do some scratching, but it wouldn't hurt you. Okay, so this is also the hands to hold the Dragon Ball, I believe. Okay, and then he have the open hands, which is for when he's shooting the Kamehameha, I believe. Okay, very nice. I just like the long fingernail for scratching. I'm just kidding. Okay, so there's a right hand for the karate chops, which is very nice. I think this is one of his fighting techniques. And then he also comes with another right hand for as a finger pointing hands. Okay, so he comes with 2 extra right hands and no extra left hands. Okay, so next we go for the egg splitting, which is very nice, and the hole here is for you to plug into the any Tamashii Nation stand, so it looks like he's splitting out. And then this comes with this, which is actually for you to display the eggs. Very thoughtful, something like this. Yep, you just need to find a way to balance it. Okay, and then they also come with a rice cooker with some Chinese charm on it. This is actually to capture him. It's used for capturing him, and you can actually open it up. Wow, how cool is that, right? So he's very afraid of this apparently. Okay, and then of course we comes with the Dragon Balls, which what star is this? It's very hard for me to see. I think it's here. 1 star. Yeah, there's 1 star Dragon Ball. Okay, so this is the 6th figure that comes with the Dragon Balls. We are waiting for Tao Pai Pai to complete the 7 Dragon Balls altogether. Okay, and then let's go for the heads. We have 3 interchangeable heads, including the one on the figure is 4. So they are all of a very dynamic expression, which I'm very happy about it. There's no dull expressions at all, because the one that is on the figure is with a smirking look. Very nice. Okay, and then the rest of it is also, this is the angry one, or you can pose as something like he's no, so this is the angry one. This is actually the scared one, that you can use this one when the Kid Goku actually goes through him. There's a very iconic scene that Kid Goku actually go through his body. And he has this kind of look. Yep, the painful look. Okay, and this is the one for the splitting out the eggs. Yeah, it's disgusting. Okay, but it's very well made though, you can see. Wow. Okay, again, this is not very sharp, so it's still okay. Yep. And yep, that's all for the accessories. Of course, they don't give any stand as always, but they do give a piece of paper with the instruction. Okay, so I wasn't wrong at all, because I told you that the ones that's on the figure, the tentacles are movable, but just now when I try to move the rest of the head, this seems to be quite rigid. It's not moving, so I'm not going to force it. So my suspicion is correct, that only this one, which is on the figure, is movable. You can see that they say when the sense of touch, wow, they actually call the tentacle sense of touch is removed, please be careful about the angle and attach it. So only this one is removable. The rest of it is pretty static, so don't try to twist it or else you might break it. Okay, so this is just teaching you how to put on the hands and the electronic rice cooker. This is what they call it. Okay, the egg holders. Yep, so I was right. This hand is actually for holding the 1 star. I'm right again. So it's the 1 star Dragon Ball, and you can actually place all of them on this thing that comes with the Shenrong. Yep, the SH Figuarts Shenrong, which I didn't get because I have no place to display it. But right now I wanted to get it, and I can't find it anymore. Okay, yep, so let's move on. Okay, so for the size comparison, I will compare him with the rest of the Dragon Ball characters. Basically, I will compare him first with the same series of Dragon Ball that he comes with. So I'll compare him with the Kid Goku, so you can see the size of it, which is pretty screen accurate, I believe, because he's supposed to be very gigantic, as well as Kid Krillin here looking very wicked. I just like this head, the wicked smile. Okay. And right up next we have the Master Roshi, okay, as well as the Bulma. And I made a mistake just now. I mentioned that he's actually the 6th figure with the Dragon Ball. Actually he's the 5th one. Okay, so we have Kid Goku, Kid Krillin, Master Roshi, Bulma, and now with this King Piccolo 5. The 6th one is another version of Bulma, and then the 7th is the Tao Pai Pai. Okay, so this is the 5th one, not the 6th one. Okay, so right up next, I will compare him with some tall figure from the Dragon Ball as well, just to let you have a rough idea on how big this guy is. So we have Nappa, okay, which is considered very tall, but he's still shorter than he is. And then of course we have the evil Boo, which is I think he's about his height. If not for this tentacle, he's about his height. Okay, yep. And right up next we have the Broly, which is not the full power one, slightly shorter than he is, except for his hair that makes up for the height. And also the full power Broly, this is of course I think will be much taller than he is, and he can't stand properly because of his leg. Let's see. Okay, please stand properly. Okay, so since I don't have any Dragon Star figure except for this first form of Frieza, so I'll just compare him with him, because you can see that the Dragon Star usually are a little bit bigger in size compared to SH Figuarts, so this is considered very in scale, I would believe. And also we have the Piccolo that I mentioned earlier. This is like the first or the second earliest Dragon Ball characters that has been released by SH Figuarts. Okay, so the final verdict for this guy, and I can't believe that I'm saying this, I actually start to like it a lot. Maybe it's due to the size. I'm a big fan of big figures. Yep, so I'm giving him a 9 out of 10. Surprisingly, out of the Hawkeye and him, I'm actually looking more forward to the Hawkeye, but unfortunately the Hawkeye is quite a disappointment to me. I'm just giving that a 7 out of 10, and this guy here actually earns my liking. I'm giving him a 9 out of 10 because he is a pretty solid figure, I would say. And accessories are good, articulations are well done, and the overall look, especially all the heads given, are very how do I put it, interesting, expression with all the expression, not just some dull looking expression and looking left or right, you know, these kind of things. Dragon Ball usually they gives us a very interesting expression, and this guy actually comes with 4 heads, which is very good already, and some very interesting accessories as well. Okay, so I'm totally recommending this. If you are fans of Dragon Ball, you must get this into your collection. Now I'm actually hoping they release the other version of him, which this is the evil version of Piccolo. There's another good version of Piccolo, which is the older version. They call him a Kami. Yeah, if I can find some picture, I'll show it to you right here. So they are actually split from one entity. They split into 2, the evil and the good one. Okay, yep. So I hope you like my review so far. Give me a thumbs up if you like it, and of course, as always, leave me any comments if you have any further questions about this guy here, or anything that you like to see with this guy. Of course, I believe you don't want to see any head swapping for him, because that only applies to Marvel, I guess. And also subscribe to my channel right over here, and click on the bell buttons so that you'll be notified whenever I have any new uploads, which is basically almost every day. And also feel free to roam around my channel, because I have around 230 videos by now, and hopefully you'll find something that keeps you entertained and fun, informative. Yep. And if you have any ideas about anything that you want to see, and you know that I have that figure, feel free to leave me a comment and I see what I can do about it. Okay, until then, I'll see you in my next review. Bye.